So let's start from the top with flag repair orders. When you buy parts, you want to upload that invoice because that's the source of truth about what you paid for, what parts you bought. Now, again, you do ideally want to tie that invoice's PO number to the associated repair order, which you do by just putting the repair order number somewhere in that PO. If you have a last name in there or any other kind of letters for your own organization, that's fine, but just make sure that RO number is in that invoice's PO. Now, once you do that, Wikidfile can monitor these ROs and make sure your shop is staying optimized and nothing is getting stolen or thrown out the back door, right? So that's how it works, but let's look and see what exactly that looks like in Wikidfile. So if you stumble across a repair order or you run a custom report for flagged repair orders, you'll notice every single repair order in Wikidfile looks like this, right? We give you quick information about the RO, like the RO number, the in date, the out date, which location. More importantly, we also give all of these repair orders a risk rating. So we'll tell you like, hey, how broken were processes on this RO, right? Is it high risk for broken processes, medium, low? So you can get that quick information as well as some quick information about the margins. You have the opportunity to ask AI more information about this RO. But if we scroll down for a second, you can see the jobs on this RO, right? All these approved jobs. But we can see these are where the issues stem from is when we have these yellow exclamation marks. This is exactly what I was talking about. There's two different cases going on here. So if I were to open up this one job with an exclamation mark, you'll notice Wikidfile is saying, hey, that invoice you uploaded, that's PO number, was tied to this RO. We were able to tell this oxygen sensor on that invoice was actually sold on this job in your shop management system, but we're flagging this because the costs are different, right? Even though you sold this at a 99% margin, the costs are different, which can affect your P&L, right? Which is no fun. So it's just letting you know, hey, the RO is already closed, but let's fix our processes. Let's make sure this is not a repetitive thing going on because we maybe want those P&Ls to be accurate, right? Or our data in our accounting system. So that's just one way you can look at this. But of course, there was a couple other issues going on, right? And that's these parts not associated with the job. So let's expand this and see what's going on. So the reason these are being flagged is because the PO number on these invoices you would see are actually tied to this repair order. So I could open this up and even double check that, but I don't even have to, right? So, okay, so we knew these parts were tied to this RO. And Wikidfile is just trying to monitor what's going on, but we don't see where these parts were actually sold on this RO. So it's up to you now to double check, make sure everything's good and processes weren't broken. If these parts were meant to be returned, of course, if you uploaded a credit memo, ideally these would clear out. Now, I will say AI is prone to make mistakes. It's never going to be 100% perfect. So there is a chance maybe the service advisor actually did sell these parts on one of these jobs, but they just put the wrong part number, different amount. And it's just really hard at that point for these to link up. Or maybe you did upload the credit and Wikidfile's AI is just being a little bit silly. Completely fine. If you can verify these parts are not an issue, you can quickly go through this RO and let me just mark this as reviewed and move on very quickly. You don't need to sit here and try to figure out, any more details. If you can verify everything's good, let's just mark this as reviewed because I monitored this RO. I make sure my processes actually were good. Thank you, Wikidfile, for alerting me. But let's go take a look at our few other, risky repair orders, and let's make sure Wikidfile is acting as that safety net. So let me verify that information.